Welcome back to Great Day St. Louis. Do you long for a good night's sleep? Is your significant other constantly nudging you to stop snoring? I get it. The problem is you don't want to get stuck with one of those big, bulky, giant CPAP machines, right? So what's the answer? Well, joining us now is Dr. Anna Smith of Dentistry with TLC. Doctor, it's great to have you here. Thanks for coming on the show. If it's okay with you, I'll throw a few statements at you. You can tell me if they're fact versus myth. Does that work?
That sounds great.
Okay, great. Here's number one. Fact or myth? Sleep apnea and snoring are the same thing.
That's actually a myth. So a lot of people think if they snore, they have sleep apnea, and that's not true. Snoring is just a noise that you make whenever your tongue vibrates against your throat. But sleep apnea is when your tongue completely closes your throat, you stop breathing, and that's the deadly condition.
I think we've all heard, Dr. Smith, about these sleep studies that people go through to find out if they have sleep apnea. So let me ask you that. Number two, fact or myth, you have to sleep in a hospital for a night with people watching to determine if you actually have sleep apnea.
That used to be true, but now that's a myth. Almost all doctors now have take-home sleep studies. I have a bunch of them in my office. So if you've never had a sleep study and it's determined that you need one, we can send you home with a kit. And it's very easy to use. You just put a little monitor on your finger, you breathe into some cannulas, you lay in your own bed, you sleep however you normally sleep, whatever time of day or night you sleep, and the machine will record what's happening. That way you don't have to go sleep in a funny place where other people watch you.
That's great. That feels like a huge step forwards, which brings us to the diagnosis and then the treatment. So, number three, fact or myth, I'll have to wear a mask on my face to treat sleep apnea.
That also used to be true, but now it's a myth. There are other ways to treat sleep apnea. The CPAP is one way, but this little oral appliance is a great solution also. It works over 90% of the time, and I've been making these now for over 10 years. Over 3,000 patients we've had, and it works great for almost everybody.
You say almost everybody, which brings us to number four. Fact or myth, an oral appliance only works for mild cases of sleep apnea.
That's also a myth. And sometimes patients will come in and they're really doubtful. They'll say, "Oh, I just came in just to make sure. My sleep apnea is really bad, and I have a feeling this won't help me." And most of the time, it works great, over 90% of the time. So over half of my patients have severe sleep apnea, and most of them are able to use the appliance instead of their CPAP to treat sleep apnea, feel better, be more rested during the day, stop snoring at night so their spouse can sleep too. And in most cases, this appliance works for any type of sleep apnea.
Wow, it can be a real game changer, a life changer for a lot of people. And we know that because Dr. Smith has brought patients into the studio to tell us about it before. So thanks so much for your time, Dr. Smith. We appreciate it. If you want to learn more about the appliance before making an appointment for a consultation, here's a great idea. Come to a seminar. Tomorrow, Dr. Smith will be at Limelight Events in St. Charles on Wednesday. She'll be at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Edwardsville. And on Thursday, Dr. Smith will be in Wentzville at the Hampton Inn and Suites. All those seminars starting at 6:30. Dr. Smith provides more of these appliances than any dentist in the U.S., and right now she's offering $1,000 off the cost of a sleep appliance. That's through the end of July. So set up a